Please click the bell icon while subscribing to get my video upload notification.
Hello friends, hope you are doing fine. This 21st February was Alan Rickman's birthday, so I decided to draw his portrait with my intuitive method, as in drawing however I feel like without drawing measurement lines or anything. This was his look from the movie Mesmer. Anyways, I'm not a portrait artist. I hardly do it. I'm painting a portrait after many years on Ibis Paint X with my finger. So please excuse my mistakes. First, I started with a mid-tone skin color blob on the canvas, and then I started to mold it into a face-like shape by erasing certain parts and then painting others. Initially, I don't generally pay attention to extreme accuracy or detailing. It's like going from general features to specific ones, slowly creating a harmony among all the colors to form a recognizable appearance. Now here is an important feature, as we can use it to sculpt the shape of the face further using hairlines, unless you're drawing a bald person. I went through multiple reference images to understand his facial features and shapes properly. I didn't find any high definition clear image of him from this movie. Maybe I didn't search hard enough. In any case, multiple references help a lot. Once the basic features were established, I started with nose and lips first. His lips were difficult for me as they had this unique shape. Well, every bit of him was unique in my opinion. While drawing these prominent features, I just tried to recognize familiar shapes in them, like how much curved the lips were or what's the angle of the eyes. If you take one piece of the face at a time, you will find a clear shape in it. As for drawing eyes, nose, lips, etc., without a graph or lines to see the symmetry, it needs little understanding of which part sits where. I generally draw eyes, nose and lips in a separate layer so that I can adjust their position and fine-tune them later on. Facial muscles, fat, etc. can be drawn using color shades. Facial folds and creases are important because they contribute a lot to the appearance. At this point, I decided the light source and which side of the face should be facing light. I didn't go for a neutral environment light because that won't give us the drama. And what's life without a bit of drama? Mid-tone base color comes in handy at this stage because it's easier to go lighter and darker both shades from mid-tone, at least for me. After placing on the base colors, I used the same brush in different opacity to slightly mix the colors. I didn't want to smooth the colors, nor did I want to make the portrait photorealistic. So, it was important for me to keep the brush strokes somewhat visible on the painting. The only brush I used in the portrait painting is called Pen Fade from Ibis Paint X brush panel. While detailing, I simultaneously reshaped the face based on my references, as it was easier to understand the shape of the face with respect to eyes, nose and lips. As for the hair details, I did not use any hairbrush because it will not give the traditional oil painting style look. So I used a smaller sized pen fade brush and painted more refined hair. As for coloring of the face and hair, I always like to add some opposite colors on the skin like blue, green, purple, etc. Once I tone them down and mix with other colors, they work well together yet gives a sudden change in temperature which kinda gives a cool painted look as well as certain depth in the color dynamics. On top of everything, I added an entire layer filled with black color and lowered the opacity. Then erased the lighter side to create a layer of light and shade on top of the base painting. It brought much depth to the environment of the painting. Once I am satisfied with the painting, I mirrored the image to increase symmetry on both sides and kinda reposition the facial features a little bit. This step you can do before the final shadow layer. And that's basically it. It's really important to observe facial features while drawing or even before drawing it. It's not how you draw professionally, I assume, but this type of intuitive drawing is very relaxing and enhances your skills. This painting took me 3.5 hours to finish and around 12 hours to look at all the images of Alan Rickman and sigh deeply. Another 12 hours I spent on complaining about how my painting is not up to the mark or even good enough as a tribute. Well, that's me. I hope you have enjoyed this little piece. I'll see you soon enough if you subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Bye!